Here we are. Rounds number 2 for Running and Sebastian. And for Running and Sebastian, they had very different starts. I've had an awful time today memorizing the groups. I misclicked that one. That's Group A. But hey, Group A update's not bad. There's Group C. This is what we're talking about. Running got swept. So he ended up not looking too good against Nikov. Nikov's a very aggressive player, but makes things interesting because we just got out of that next Nikov series. And Nikov also had a bit of a tough time there. But for Running, I think the name of the game is going to be survival this season. 2 players out of every group get relegated, which is very brutal. I've had people say to me, well, shouldn't you make it one person? Shouldn't you make it this? Shouldn't you change this and that? But I think the format's exciting because there's a lot of stakes, because every game matters, and because it's brutal. And there's a whole lot of conversation to have on format and all that, but I really like it. I'm not sure about the Civ matchup here for Running. Just letting Chinese get through the draft feels a little painful to me. Yeah, that draft is actually flipped. That's the other way around there, which I can't fix at the moment. I don't think. Is this the old one? Yeah, that's the old one. I didn't do my thing. But anyways, point is, Chinese came through the draft. And if you don't kill the Chinese early, you have some real issues here. Sebastian, really capable in open maps. Sebastian, I think he will push to the playoffs. I predicted him first or second in this group. Very young, very well practiced, always in good shape. And not all the Platinum players are doing practice sessions. It would not surprise me if Sebastian is. I think what's kind of complicated, though, is that Sebastian, Nikov, and ACCM are teammates and all in the same group. So that has kind of hurt them because they're typical training partners or people they would want to run ideas past. They might not be able to. That was brought up to me, and it kind of is what it is. We can't do too much about that. It rolls the way it rolls, but that can happen. It's happened in previous seasons. I think also you have like Hera and Hart in the same group, in another group. So, but Running, he's a good player on open maps. I know that you look at him, you think he's a closed map player, but that's compared to the top 10, the top 15. But he's very capable. I've played him in Arabia games many times. Just wondering how much confidence he's going to have in playing standard. Is he going to go too crazy? Or is he going to have faith in the meta, which Gurjaras can very much compete in? Chinese at this level, very solid Civ. You have a guaranteed villager lead, cheaper technologies, and on this map as well, if you use the sides on slopes and you build the mill, you can recover the food that they don't start with. But still should be possible for Running to be faster with the Gurjaras. The sheep in the mill is a nice bonus. He's pushing in the deer from either side of the slope, so this will be his second deer. And he's going to go up quick. And yeah, he'll click up. That's 17 pop for Running. That's a really tight build. But the wood line's rather small, so if he doesn't do damage, this will start to get a bit messy later on. For Sebastian, I'm curious if he wants to go for a second lumber camp, because these wood lines can be rather difficult, but the 2 lumber camp approach is normally late. And just dropping off the food, and he's on his way up. 20 pop for Chinese is a little bit faster than what you would typically have. You can see it on Arabia, but usually you're seeing 21, maybe 22 pop, depending. I think the mill on the side has helped them there. James, thanks for 2 years. Now, let's go. Badges are looking sick in chat. We had a lot of year milestones. It's cool to see on the same stream have some people hit simultaneously. You'll have 1 month, so a new sub. Then you'll have the year, the 2 year, the 3 year, the 4 year milestones all hit. So, Gweffy, that's a funny memory, man. Yeah, Running and I go way back. As do a lot of players. Sebastian and I go way back. I used to be able to crush both of these guys. I remember the games very clearly. I can go through it. I hit 2K for the first time on Voobly because I beat Running like 8 times in a row. Sebastian used to be Call Me Subutai. And, yeah, we used to play a lot. And then they all passed me, and I remain the caster I am. So, just kind of how it goes for me. Running on the way up. Running's going for a range. Now, this is not uncommon. I have seen Archer opening with the Grajaras become pretty frequent. It's really smooth because you have the food eco from the hunt inside the mill and all the berries. So you basically go Archers with good food eco, and then you can shift into Scouts if your opponent chooses to play Skirms. But Sebastian saw the Archer range. He knows his opponent's doing that, and he was going to do the same himself. And if it's Archer v Archer, I think the Chinese will be pretty happy there. But just that consistent one villager lead for Sebastian, plus the cheaper techs. Sebastian's going to have a lot of confidence through controlling the game with army. That's what he does well. Running is going to take some risks. Running is going to go for counterattacks. He's going to go for walls. This wall looks really awkward, but he needs to feel safe right now. And he saw the Archer range and the gold mining there from Sebastian, so he knows what Sebastian is up to. What's up, Roy? Thank you. My stomach is growling right now. I guess I've been live for 4 hours. It's about that time. Though I'll have to feed myself with Age of Empires. Which doesn't exactly fill the stomach, but it fuels the brain, you know? Yeah, oh, no, running. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, my God. He just lost 2 Archers to a Scout. That's so rough. That is brutal, guys. I think he tried to sneak to get the villagers. Again, he's taking risks, but to lose 2 Archers to the starting Scout, moving out before fletching as well, is just... Running is kind of in the same position that I felt he was against Nikab already, where it's kind of self-inflicted mistakes. And I just wonder... I know he's been pretty active. I just wonder if there's a lack of confidence. And oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Definitely didn't speed up there. Definitely didn't have the spec delay. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'll go back and show the Archers because I want to see what he was thinking. But that is rough, man. That is rough. This game can snowball on you so much. Like, you know the Chinese are good. You know Sebastian is good. And so you just try and do something way too early. What was this, though? I want to look at the positioning. Is this not tracked the whole way through? Yeah, it's being tracked. Like, Sebastian sees it. Sebastian's following it. Crazy difference between the two as well. So he's following it. No problem. He gets the hit there. And okay, so I think he gets the hit on the camel. Running goes to save the camel. And then Sebastian got downhill hits with the Scout. And yeah, then those 2 Archers are just gifted. I mean, that is so rare. You never see this. We might never see it in Platinum again this whole season. I mean, those 2 Archers are so important. And then the pressure from Sebastian, he has more range units at this point and just snowballs it. So, yikes. Now, here we go. So, we're just talking about it. Like, it's not been good for running. He's 0-4 now. And he needs a win at some point. I think, genuinely, you beat Sebastian in 1 game. You could go back to the drawing board. You can aim to win a set or 2, snag some wins, and maybe survive. Survival is probably the goal because with 2 players getting relegated, running probably, odds would say, would be one of the bottom 2. Here comes Sebastian. Not the first time we've seen this approach. You pick Mayans because you always get Loom at the start with Mayans, so your villagers find to bring in the Rhino, and then you bring the Eagle to stop the opponent from bringing in the Rhino as well. This is a very typical pick for somebody who likes the open maps, not the closed maps, and running. Oh, his villager wasn't spotted. So Sebastian's expecting it, but he hasn't actually seen it. He's bringing in his Rhino. Running is going to try and make a run for it. He needs that Rhino right now, and he cannot lose the Vill. He's going to go this way. And that might be smart because Sebastian's looking for him. He's going to run through the middle gate. This is a bit of a hike to get there. But yeah, there goes the Rhino. He should be able to block this. It should be no problem for a player of Running's caliber. He's blocking, 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 blocking. Now he can do the house trick from here. You could still lose this villager if you don't do a house trick. You could still lose the villager if you don't do a house trick, I swear. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind, dude. I'm losing my mind. I just had no faith in him. Forgive me, but I had no faith in that. All right, well, he gets the Rhino. But Sebastian's coming back for more. So keep in mind, you have 2 boars inside. then you have the water buffalo, then you have the berries. So now he's on 3 big herdables, and he's coming back for more. And how many is he going to go for? You don't need to do this, but if you feel you could try it anyways. He's going to get 1. I think he's just going to get 2. Does running see any movement? Running doesn't know they're down there, so running doesn't see the movement. He's coming to check. That's so funny. He's like, hold up a second. What's going on here? That's so good. Well, I mean, if you house trick one elephant, the other elephant's still attacking you, and then they go back, and now there's the scout here, and Sebastian continues to house trick, and at least what running has accomplished here is it's only 1 additional elephant. So that's not too bad for running, to be honest. And Sebastian could lose this villager as well. He'll house trick it. He's fine. All right. As I've been saying, though, you don't need... running did get housed there. Man, what is going on this season for running, man? Like, he's got way too much on wood as well. You're basically down a villager because you have to get loom there. And there was no reason for it. It wasn't like he was out here. For getting a house at the highest level is just a sign that someone's just not completely sharp, but... Either way, you don't need to necessarily have more than just that first rhino. You have the 2 boars, and the rhino, and the buffalo. And you also have the zebra, too, if you want to push them in. So, I think for Sebastian, he might just want to play... How do you play this matchup? I guess you could just boom and play archers. Here comes Sebastian back for more. He just can't help himself. It feels like this is just a matchup where I would expect a lot of economy into late game. Eagle for Sebastian, just going around the back. He'll actually find that running is pushing in a zebra, which means he could be pretty greedy with this and come get more elephants if he wants to. And he'll attack the wall. Running will push in a zebra. Munchkin wants to know how many days in a row am I streaming. I mean, I'm basically streaming almost every day for over a month till March 22nd. But the TTL schedule for this week, it goes Friday through Monday is platinum, 3 sets a day, with the exception of today. Today we're doing 4. And then, as this elephant would not cooperate with him. And then we do silver. We cover some of the conclusion of silver for, I think, 3 days. I think we do 4 sets a day, 3 days in a row for the last round of silver. Mods could correct me if I'm wrong on this because I don't have it memorized. I think we then move back into platinum for another 4 days. Then we move into some gold final rounds and playoffs, and then we move back into platinum. So I actually made a video talking over the whole schedule if you're curious. But lots of action, lots of streams. And I really hope... I know that platinum is the big draw because we have the biggest names, but part of what my passion is with this project is you have players like Sebastian. You have players who have risen up through the ranks over time, right? And so part of the goal is to have that belief there and instill that belief in the players over time and to watch them grow. So there's a lot of unique players in the silver and gold leagues, which I'd love to show you guys. I know a lot of you here have already watched it, but just keep an eye out for that. Running gets 2 more elephants. All right. So he ends up snagging 2 more elephants. Not many elephants alive anymore. Might just be 1. Yep, that one lonely elephant looking for all of his friends. He's wounded, sadly. But hopefully he's fine. Sebastian's on stone. I forget if it was Classic Pro or Vinchester. But it might have been both. No, I think it was Classic Pro. I think Classic Pro tried this. And it was Mayans against some really tough civ to break. It didn't look too hot. I don't hate Mayans against Italians, though. I like Plumed Archer a lot in this matchup. I guess that was the game. That was the Classic Pro Stone Please is what that was. That was Mayans against Turks. And that was where Stone Please brought in like 6 elephants or something and went for the big 4 TC boom. Running will drop the market. He'll drop the blacksmith. His resources aren't looking perfect, but I think he can balance it out. Running reaches feudal. Sebastian gets some nice downhill hits there with the eagle. So I don't think that scout could do too much right now for running. Blacksmith market for Sebastian. You always have that additional villager lead with the Mayans because of the additional vill start. And that is permanently the case right now because running got loom. So it's a weird thing. Loom is nice. I was telling my uncle he needs to research loom because he loses all of his vills right now at low elo. But like here, when you research loom, you're then down a villager. Because you're researching that instead of producing. So it's actually kind of a big deal. When you're essentially... You could end up being down by 2 villagers instead of 1. Wonder where Sebastian places this castle. Because if you place a defensive castle, it's not like you can do too much with your army, right? You're not fighting over relics in a typical way where there's relics in the middle. The relics are always to the sides. So I really like the castle on the walls here. Especially because more often than not, some of that gold is going to be forward, which is for running. I also think if you put running under pressure right now, he might crumble because that has been the theme. So keep an eye out here. Yes, guaranteed this game is already longer than the first game. What's up, Derek? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's amazing. If you would have asked me... If you would have told me 10 years ago we'd have so many people back playing and watching the game, I think I would have said 2 things. I would have said, no way, and then I also would have said, finally! Finally! I just did not understand. It's like all my friends were telling me, why are you playing that super old game? The graphics suck. Like, why are you doing this? I'd try and explain, and no one would understand. And there's a community of people that understand. Thank you, guys. Okay, so Sebastian is going to castle drop, but he's not going to castle drop the middle. He wants to castle drop from the stone and gold side. So long term, he is going to cut off all of this stone and gold. And running wants to drop a town center, maybe? I think maybe he's expecting plumes, because I see a siege workshop. But running will have a castle on his face. Good luck. But I like this so much more than ACCM's castle, because you can... just place a mining camp on the stone and golds instead of having to take the hunt. I guess the hunt was helpful for him. He was Spanish there, so he was able to take that. But Sebastian already brought in enough rhinos. He already has the berries and the water buffalo. There's the castle. But let's see how running defends this, because I've castle dropped running. I've pressured running. Running has been pressured on arena maps before by open map players. If I were to tell you what running is good at, it is this exact situation, but this is under pressure. And 2 TCs are working. We'll see a town center there from Sebastian and a monastery. And Sebastian needs to attack the wall. There he goes. Attacks the wall. He'll be in. And he loses the plumed archer. Not a good start. I think he meant to keep the rally point in the castle. In theory, running could still boom and add the 3rd town center and go this direction. But there's not a lot of stuff to go to. I don't know about a TC on the food. That would feel weird. I think he's doing the right thing. I think you wall it up. Italians have a cheaper Imperial Age, so you defend from the archers and you play towards Imp. You don't want to take any villager losses. This is where Loom has now saved him a vill, so it evens out. And tough to add farms. You'd actually need to delete some of your stone walls here. But to do that, you would then need to place, like, a house here. Yeah, people, when they need to farm on this map, always delete those stone walls, which is a lot of focus. It's honestly kind of incredible that Sebastian, as he ends up killing that scout there, which is huge, as he wants the relics. Sebastian built a castle on the front, and the vill count's even. He delayed his town centers. He built a castle, and the vill count is actually pretty much the same. Eco upgrades are the same as well. It's not normally how it goes. I think running's got a plan. He sees the plumes. Ooh, nice dodge there from Sebastian. There's no fletching for Sebastian, so Sebastian's definitely not planning on really doing damage with this. He just wanted the castle to beat the threat of damage. I think running wants Imperial Age and he wants a castle. And with Imp, he can just treb this down and this TC down. It's kind of the downside. When you commit to this area, you want to actually hold it because all this eco will be exposed, especially your farming eco. I'm curious what Sebastian's macro looks like now, though. Because look at the difference in the farms. You've got 18 farms on this side. Over here, you've got 1. So he's cut some corners here, but you need to be a farmer eventually. He's buying wood. I think that's for a siege workshop and for the mangonels. He's getting relics, but that is all right here. Sebastian isn't a player who I typically see be very strong on arena-style maps. He knows exactly where those relics are. He's looking for them. He's got the plumes here. He's got this. But if you're taking the relics to this monastery, that's a really long time. It's a really long time. Do you need to farm on this map? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you need to farm. I mean, I wouldn't hate, because you know running is so turtled up right now, I wouldn't hate a little blend of a mill or two here, but there's just not enough berries and enough hunt for that to be consistent. And even the walking time's a pretty big deal there, so... Still feels like Sebastian wants to build up to a 3rd TC. There's the farms, and Imp is on the way for running. Guys, running loves these positions. Running has been super relaxed. He'll definitely get to a castle. I don't think there will be any real potential for good damage from Sebastian. It's an interesting angle Sebastian's going to try and push from, though. So the base on this map is on a hill. I think what running should do is he should delete this wall, and he should sit here against these mangonels. That way he always has the hill, instead of engaging from the right side of the market. It's interesting to me, Sebastian is still making plumed archers when we haven't seen any upgrades on the plumes. Now Sebastian loses that Vil. Well played to running. The plumes could go through. I guess it could be the distraction aspect. If the plumes are here at the same time, maybe running misses it. But yeah, Sebastian has to be careful. Good micro. A new market from running. Still 2 town centers for both. Still no fletching on the plumes, which surely Sebastian's going to realize because he's trying to click that. Wow, he just bought 500 food for 800 gold. That's crazy. I'd like to see Running's castle along the front of his base. But I guess you could also justify a castle near the siege workshop. Just no castle in the back of your base, and it's a good castle here. Remember, he could have the hill. He could have the hill. That's a crop shot there from Sebastian. He clicks the farm. If you click the farm, it'll always hit the middle of the farm. You can actually get 1 tile further with your mangonel shots with what we call, a crop shot. That's just good micro from Sebastian. That's what he wanted. He also converted a villager here. So finally he's getting some fights. But he wants Imp. Vil count's still pretty close. And running is already in the Imperial Age. I mean, that is a crazy difference in Imp times. Still does feel like Sebastian has some positives here, though, right? He can get the relics. He's got some units over here looking for villagers. He obviously has the gold. Running is running low on gold right now. He's running off of 1,900 gold in his base, 0 relics. He will drop archer ranges. And he probably wants at least bomber cannons initially. 4 relics for Sebastian are here. But I guess you can just give up this castle. I think you can give up this castle and then you just build another castle further back. It still protects this. He's definitely going to make it to Imp. I love the tiny details from Sebastian to wall that. Would love to see this walled, but they're all just in case. And oh, no, 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 no. Do not lose that treb. Losing a treb to a mangonel would be horrible. You need fletching running. But he lost his blacksmith. He can't get fletching because he lost his blacksmith to this little mangonel push. This mangonel push has gotten a lot of value. Nice save, though. Now it's 2 trebs. But 17 plumed archers for Sebastian. It's pretty crazy. And those plumes could even go in. I guess if they had Bodkin, they could maybe range that. But they don't have Bodkin arrow yet. Castle's still a threat. Bomber cannon's on the way for running. Running kills a plume. Running will take down the castle. Sebastian has to fall back. But he's still got this area. T90, why don't players dock on this map? I actually don't know if you can, to be honest with you. But also, even if you could, I mean, it feels like there's very little value. Because you're not going to be out here, so... But I guess, like, maybe if you could add fish traps or something? Just feels too risky. Too much focus has to be on the stone and gold. Really intense. We have hand cannons, we have bombard cannons, and we have trebuchets from running. Still just 2 town centers, still running out of gold. He's now got 600 gold remaining. It's wild, though. Sebastian has actually taken the closer gold from running. So running can't... Even if he takes the land, he can't have gold to mine. Hand cannons are not my favorite unit against the plumed archer. But hand cannons, while they do fire a little bit slower, they still do a lot of damage. The plumes, you've got mobility. Obvious downside for the plumed archer, though, is you need the castle to produce. And running can't go this way. Sebastian will have 1 villager stonewalling up those resources in case running goes that direction. Now, I think running should really consider skirms. He has limited gold. He needs all of his gold on siege. I'd like to see skirms from the archer ranges, but we don't have any blacksmith upgrades. He's going to go onager. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's a big upgrade. That's 500 gold, and he's just about to run dry. But if this were any other rank, onager would be a very good play against plumes. If I had $1 for every time someone in the YouTube comments over the years has said, why does someone not go onager, I'd be a billionaire. The answer is because the micro is so good at the high level that sometimes onager is just not good enough. But if it's good enough, and if running is patient, it is perfect here. And also, Sebastian can't exactly justify going eagles with this economy. He does not have the food eco for the switch. And there's also hand cannons there. The more I think about it, the more I like the onager play. And I like the patience too. He's not overextending with his bomber cannons and with his trebs. I wouldn't hate to see Sebastian just try... I was going to say his own onager upgrade. That's actually a horrible move against bomber cannons. I think he just needs plume numbers. Running will want those relics. Those 5 relics that brought in 1,200 gold for Sebastian. Those relics will be kicked out. But yeah, running finds out about the castle. He didn't know about it. Now he does. Running needs gold, guys. Running needs gold. Plumed archers have gotten into the back here. There's an overchop from running. He'll need to go back there. And now Sebastian might use his plumes on the front. If you force a reaction here, it's a good opportunity to move forward this way. Sebastian still has the villager over there walling. More plumes are going to run in. Hand cannons and onager have to go back now. And Sebastian's hoping to hold to his hill. Smart from running to not lose focus here, though. You're going to take losses back here, but that is a distraction army. You cannot be out of position here. He is paying very close attention. But he has no gold. He can only sell food and sell wood for so long. Italians also don't get siege engineers, which is a little awkward. I'm just verifying that. I think that's the case. Without siege engineers, you can't get the additional range on your bombard cannon and the onagers and the trebs. Siege engineers would be a crazy upgrade here. Raid in the back got cleared up. Running still full focus on the front. He does have villagers here taking some gold. It's a little bit. Sebastian is going to make some eagles. He's still going for the distractions. He's sending more plumes that way. And trebs have finally got a hit on the onager. That's 1 onager down, 4 to go, but there's still also the bombard cannon. And still the castle could go down for Sebastian. Onager's still camping at home. Eagles are going to dive. Hand cannons are just parked in the back, so the eagles can't get close. Economy's getting better and better for Sebastian here. He does still have the town center in the north taking all of that gold. The plumes are going to dive. Sebastian will micro. Sebastian takes 1. Sebastian will sacrifice a lot of bodies here for this. But you can lose the eagles. You just can't lose the plumes. He takes another onager. He takes another onager. And now go for the hand cannons. If he takes the hand cannons out, then eagles can finish the job. The trebs are still firing on the castle. The castle's now down. The eagles are coming in. Sebastian's just sniping the gold units and running as no gold. These eagles are really weak. They're not good at all. They're like weak Castle Age eagles. They're not elite. They don't have good blacksmith upgrades at all, but it can work. And it is working. The bombard cannons are dead. The trebs are exposed. Even just having to back away here for running is just horrible. He needs the gold and he needs the stone. And the whole build-up from Sebastian was deny the gold and the stone. He posted up with a castle in this position, and he held. And he held well. The eagles will be into the back. He obviously can cool his mind a little bit now. Maybe fix his economy. Get elite eagle. But just sad story for running continues this season. It was close. But guys, I just love the castle position from Sebastian. So many people would have castled here. I think I even said it in Dark Age. But the castle from the golden stone side feels like the key. I think ACCM should have done that in his earlier game as well. And part of what kept Nikov alive in that game for as long as he was because he could expand. Sebastian, he does a really good job on low farm count when he needs to, and then he'll just explode up with the farm count. Doesn't actually need a lot of food for this composition, though. Just 15 on food. He's got plumes. They're wood and golds. Eagles are some food, but you can just buy the food. You don't want to buy too much food when your opponent is out of gold, but, like, he's going to have all the relics. He's got full map control here. One last push for running. He's doing his best to build up for this, but he's got to... Oof. He's putting everything on credit right now with a crazy interest rate. Like, this is going to eventually bite him in the ass. He's got to get the gold to pay for it eventually. Elite Eagle's about to be in. Is there a hole there? There's a hole. No, my God. There was somehow a hole there, which I didn't see. Elite Eagles are going to be into the eco, and running taps out. If it's any consolation, I think the game was over anyways. But somehow there was a hole there. He did even try and wall it, but he got the wrong piece of wall. And well played from Sebastian. Yeah, this was the map where I wasn't really sure for Sebastian. But he made running work really hard for this. He used the eagle initially to try and delay running from bringing in the hunt, which of course running eventually did. But I even remember running got housed during the Dark Age, so he was clearly very busy. The castle put running under a lot of pressure. I think running did the right thing to go fast imp, but he needed better engagements. And honestly, it's like, I don't know if Sebastian did the calculations, but there's just not enough gold to be blocked off from this golden stone for as long as running was. His army comp was the good army comp, but he needed to be able to produce more than what he did. And Sebastian knew that. That was beautiful. KD was even that game. Just access to gold decides the game. 12k gold, 2,500 stone collected from Sebastian, and then running had very little. So I thought it was a good game from running, but great game from Sebastian. And same storyline, guys, when we got the 2-0. The game still matters, man. All right. So running is maybe running out of steam, maybe running out of hope. I'm maybe running out of jokes because this has not been too good for running so far. Let's be real. I do feel like he's playing a little bit better today. I felt like the previous game was solid, but Sebastian's just on another level, man. Sebastian, I think, is in the top 10 of AoE right now. Running, well, he's a player who got promoted up from gold to platinum and is hoping to prove he's still top 24. So there is a big difference between the two of them. This is the number one pick for Sebastian. You start with more wood and food with the Persians, which is amazing for the start. And then your town centers and docks have bonuses. You have the TC, and then you have the ability to dock. Running is building a barracks. So he is not going to go for the dock. He's trying to go early militia, and he's also stealing 4 goats. Whoa. Okay, so what's going to happen here is Sebastian, because he's just pushing in his deer, right? So he's pushing in his deer. He's like, I'll find my goats eventually. No, you won't. He's going to go to dock the north. Running's build order is fully designed to kill that villager and deny the dock. And if you deny the dock and steal those goats, it's fine. If the dock somehow goes up, it's not fine. Will he see that? I don't think he saw the Vil. Wouldn't it be crazy if Sebastian goes to scout the shoreline and gets his goats right now? It tends to play out that way, where the best player always gets rewarded somehow. He's missing them. Goats are on the way home. He's missing them. He's going for the dock. But yeah, running doesn't see the dock villager. But maybe that's not even his focus. Maybe he wants to pressure the wood line. But yeah, when you do this build, it's so tough. To produce that militia and the villager early leads to some TC idle time. So this is not easy. At least you can recover because you have the mule cart, and the mule cart allows you to have a good enough eco. But so far, if you knew you were going to steal the 4 goats, I feel like you wouldn't even go for the barracks in the first place, right? Like, he hasn't been able to justify the second militia because he'd have to choose between that and a villager. So it's going to be one scout, one militia drush, which could still get value. Sebastian saw that scout right there, and he was going to attack it. Now there's the militia, and now this could be a vill kill. Sebastian has to pull the vills. No loom. Running has to get that villager. He has to get that villager. He gets the villager. I'd be okay with this if I'm running now. You got one vill kill. You've idled the wood line. The dock can be up. I think you're somewhat okay with it. He is bringing his own villager, so I guess he will try and dock. I'm really curious what Sebastian's food situation is going to look like, because he doesn't have these goats, and he doesn't have those other goats. So he is goatless right now, except for, well, that one. He also can't push the zebra, because his scout is forward. He does have the fish, but there goes the dock from running. This feels like a very similar build to what Dragonstar did in the Dragonstar Sito series. I don't think they did it with Georgians. I think it was like... I forget the saves, but I think Incas can do this. Oh, guys, Sebastian getting housed. Sebastian's under a lot of pressure right now. That's what you need to do against the meta players, though, right? Is throw them off from what their standard build order is going to be for feudal. It's the same for the clown players or the players who play arena. It's what Sebastian did. To put them under pressure, and they can struggle to stabilize. Amazing opening for running. He finds even more goats. How many goats does he have? He's eating 2 underneath the TC. Then he has 6 more. And then 2 more. Like, and then there's goats here. Bro. He's playing goat nothing right now. I didn't even realize he didn't find 2 of his own. Sebastian, the only food eco he's going to have for the time being is the fish. So if running is able to click up and running could play in towards double dock on water, I feel he'd be very strong. Unfortunately, though, even though he has the goats don't bring in food that quickly. And he was late on the fish, so it might be a little bit tricky to click up. I think he can. I mean, the lane was not part of the strat, but if you can get it, you'll be happy. And yeah, running is going to drop off, click up. Yeah, I would say... just based on what we know, I would want to see 2 docks from running. But the other side of that is you're against Persians, and Persian docks never go down. Persian docks are super tanky, so maybe because things are going so good on land, you just play in towards land pressure, like archers, man-at-arms. There's more militia from running. I'm really happy to see this, though. Like, running is not... obviously, he's 0-5 so far, but he's not going for approach... that doesn't make sense to me. He's going for an approach which clicks with the situation. You need extremes. You need craziness. This is Sebastian's home map. Ooh, I think he wanted the second dock, guys. And Sebastian's scout was around. And Sebastian is just on top of it. Sebastian is going to find and kill that vill. That is huge. That's crazy awareness. So, yeah, now you can't go for the second dock unless you were to send another villager up over this way. Maybe you just abandon the idea. So you're going to lose your fish if you're running. You might be better off just focusing land and hoping to snipe some fishing ships with a demo or 2. I don't hate that. It's risky. Guys, how does Sebastian still have villagers producing with Persians? It's just incredible. The fishing eco is just enough. Here come the militia. He sees the militia. He will snipe the scout from running. Running really needed to keep that alive. Running, I think, is a bit busy right now. Not sure exactly what happened. I think maybe that scout attacked that goat there and killed that goat because there was definitely something running was reacting to. Sebastian needs a mill, and the berries are super far forward, and running is coming down here now with an archer range, so it's going to be man-at-arms and archers, and yeah, the occasional fire. But Sebastian has the archers faster. Sebastian still could place the mill. Sebastian could consider adding more fish soon. Sebastian doesn't know the archer range is coming from there. Running is going from all angles. He came for the attack in the north with the man-at-arms. He's now going to go archers and skirmishers in the south. He does have the mill. Can transition into farms. No eco upgrades, though, for running. We like it when player tries to do a lot of craziness, but it comes at a cost, right? And the cost here would be lack of eco upgrades. And lack of fish, but that's a nice little tower. Sebastian doesn't see that. So Sebastian, once that tower's up, I think the right play here is to counter tower, but where is his stone? Oh, he's towering there. I'm blind. Okay. So he's towering his gold. I mean, towering the gold is good, but losing the wood line's not so good. Moving to these other wood lines could be tough. He is over there already. That's a beautiful tower from running. He just needs to wall this up. Viper Cream in chat knows. There's nothing more infuriating when you're watching high-level AoE and someone doesn't wall their tower. And this happens a lot, where the player will leave their tower, and then the other guy could just YOLO the vills real fast before it gets walled up. That might happen. Fletching isn't in for Sebastian yet. He has to be careful. He'll just reposition to this wood line, which I guess makes sense. And running will go for the wall off on the tower. Running tried to come back on water, guys, but Sebastian had it locked down. Sebastian with 4 fires. I think he'll end up clearing this. Running will back away now. He has a demo. He's hoping that'll change the fight. Really messy game. This is what High Tides was supposed to be about. Just... What? What? I don't think it's over yet. But running resigns. 0-3. 0-3 for running. I mean, his eco is horrible underneath his TC. That's what I'm not... I wasn't looking at. His eco is brutal. He hasn't transitioned onto the berries. It doesn't have a mule cart there. Like, his eco's messy. But, I think he's just also frustrated, to be honest. I think he's a bit brokenhearted. I think he's a bit dejected. And I think he's like, oh my god. He's also losing on water. Sebastian's ahead, don't get me wrong. Sebastian probably wins this game because Sebastian is that damn good. But I feel like if that's game number 1, we see running play a little bit more. So, again, running got promoted through the playoffs. I think running was 3rd place in his group in golds last season. And then he won a playoff against 2nd place from another group to make it to platinum. The players who come up through the playoff are always going to be the ones that are going to be the toughest to stay up. Combine that with how good some of the players have gotten over the past year, I just think it's got to be tough for running to see any confidence right now. Sebastian wins 3-0. Very quick series. Very solid series from him.